The rain had been falling for hours, turning the cracked streets of the small town into a maze of puddles and cold wind. Daniel Reed, a tired single father with worry etched into his eyes, hurried his 7-year-old daughter Lily from the grocery store toward their old, rusted car. He carried a tiny bag, just bread and milk. It was all he could afford. What he didn't know was that today, his last $10 would change his life in a way he could never imagine. As Daniel strapped Lily into the back seat, he noticed a large man covered in tattoos stumbling near the edge of the parking lot. His leather vest read Hell's Angels, and blood trickled down his forehead. Most people avoided him instantly, crossing the street, pretending not to see him, locking their cars. Daniel didn't. He couldn't. Not when someone clearly needed help. Even if they looked terrifying. Even if he had almost nothing left to give. He approached him cautiously. "Sir, are you okay?" Daniel asked. The biker looked up, wincing. "Bike, skidded, left my wallet at the shop. Just need to get home." "Don't worry about it." Daniel hesitated. He had only one $10 bill left, money meant for Lily's lunch the next day. But the thought of leaving someone injured and stranded gnawed at him. "Wait here," Daniel said quietly. He walked back to the car, kissed Lily's forehead, and whispered, "Daddy will be right back, okay?" She nodded with concern in her eyes. Daniel returned to the biker and pressed the crumpled bill into his hand. "It's not much, but it'll get you a ride home." The biker stared at him, stunned, confused. "You're helping me," he muttered. "A guy like me." "Everyone needs help sometimes," Daniel replied. The biker swallowed hard and nodded, almost emotional. "Name's Hawk," he said. "I won't forget this." Daniel smiled faintly. "Just take care of yourself." He didn't know that Hawk wasn't just a biker, he was one of the founding members of the region's most respected motorcycle brotherhood. And he meant what he said. The struggle at home. Daniel and Lily drove home to their tiny, crumbling apartment. The walls leaked when it rained, and the heater had stopped working weeks ago. Daniel worked nights at a warehouse, but his hours had been cut. Bills piled up on the counter like quiet threats. Lily needed new shoes for school, but Daniel had been patching hers with glue. Still, every night he tucked her in with a story and a promise that things would get better. As he rocked her to sleep that night, his heart ached with a familiar helplessness. "Daddy." Lily murmured, her voice sleepy. "Yes, sweet pea. You're a hero." Daniel swallowed the lump in his throat. "I'm just your dad. That's enough." But even he didn't believe his own words. The unexpected roar. The next morning, just as the sun slipped through the blinds, Daniel woke to the sound of thunder, but the sky was perfectly clear. Then he realized it wasn't thunder. It was engines. Hundreds of them. He pulled open the curtains, and froze. The entire street was filled with motorcycles. Rows and rows of gleaming chrome, leather jackets, patched vests, and men with intimidating beards and sunglasses. Lily ran into the room. "Daddy. Are we in trouble?" Daniel's heart pounded as 200 bikers lined up in complete silence, forming a wall of roaring engines. Then one man stepped forward. Hawk. Cleaned up, bandaged, and standing tall. Daniel stepped outside cautiously. "Hawk, what is all this?" Hawk grinned. "Brother, what you did yesterday. Helping a stranger with nothing to offer you. That's rare. So we decided to repay it." He motioned for his men. 2 bikers pulled the tarp off a sparkling blue pickup truck, restored, polished, and practically glowing. Another group wheeled forward a new children's bike for Lily. Others brought boxes, groceries, clothes, shoes, blankets, heaters. One man handed Daniel an envelope thick with cash. Daniel's knees nearly buckled. "I can't accept this," he whispered. "You can," Hawk replied firmly. "And you will." "But, why?" Daniel asked. Hawk removed his sunglasses, revealing soft, grateful eyes. "Because yesterday, you saw a person when everyone else saw a threat. You gave your last $10 to help a stranger. That kind of heart deserves a break. And you gave hope to one of our brothers. So today," he gestured to the massive group, "we're giving it back." Tears blurred Daniel's vision. Lily hugged his leg, trembling with excitement and relief. And one more thing, Hawk added. We talked to the warehouse boss. You're getting your hours restored, and a raise. Daniel covered his mouth, overwhelmed. I don't know what to say. Just keep being the men you were yesterday, Hawk replied. That's enough for the world. A gift beyond money. As the bikers cheered, Lily ran to her new bike, laughing louder than she had in months. Daniel watched her, feeling something he had almost forgotten, hope. Hawk clapped him on the shoulder. You ever need anything, you got 200 brothers. Remember that. Before leaving, every biker filed past Daniel, giving him a nod, a handshake, or a pat on the back. The street echoed with pride and unity as they rode off, engines roaring like a promise. And when the last bike disappeared, Daniel stood beside Lily, tears streaming down his face. Daddy, she whispered, are we safe now? Daniel knelt, holding her close. Yes, he said softly. We're safe. And good things really do come back. Inspiring message. Kindness is a seed. Even the smallest act, giving your last $10 to help a stranger, can grow into something life-changing. In a world where people often look away, one moment of compassion can bring hope, unity, and miracles in return. The next morning began differently for Daniel Reed. For the first time in years, he woke up without the crushing weight of fear sitting on his chest. For the first time in years, hope didn't feel like a distant, unreachable dream. But he soon realized the gift the bikers had brought wasn't just material, what they gave him was only the beginning. As Daniel stepped into the small kitchen, he saw Lily already dressed, swinging her legs on a chair, eating cereal from a brand new box. It wasn't the cheap version he always bought, it was the one she used to beg for at the store but he could never afford. Daddy, the milk tastes better today, she said with a grin. Daniel laughed softly. Everything tastes better when you're not worried. But even as he said it, he couldn't help wondering. Why had the bikers done all that for him? Who really was Hawk? And what did "we're your brothers now" truly mean? A knock at the door. Around 9 a.m., a heavy knock echoed through the apartment. Daniel stiffened. That wasn't a neighbor's knock. It was deliberate. Solid. He opened the door, and Hawk stood there again, wearing his leather vest and a serious expression. Morning, brother, Hawk said. Daniel blinked. I didn't expect to see you again so soon. Hawk stepped inside as if he'd done it 100 times. Lily peeked from behind Daniel's leg. Hey, little angel, Hawk greeted with a surprising gentleness. We got something important today. Daniel frowned. What do you mean? Hawk took a seat. Yesterday wasn't a favor. It was a recognition. We help our own. And you proved you're one of us. Daniel stared, confused. But I'm not a biker. Hawk smirked. Brotherhood ain't about bikes. It's about heart. The real reason Hawk needed help. Hawk leaned back, sighing heavily, almost painfully. Look, yesterday, when I said I skidded. That wasn't the whole story. Daniel listened quietly. I wasn't just injured, Hawk continued. I was breaking down. Inside. I'd been fighting a battle you couldn't see. His voice trembled, just barely. My son, he died 2 years ago. Same age as Lily. And since then, I haven't been the same. I started drifting, losing control. Yesterday, before you found me, I was ready to give up. Daniel swallowed, stunned. But then you walked up, Hawk said, staring directly into his eyes. A stranger, no fear, no hesitation, no judgment. You reminded me of something I forgot existed. Human kindness. The thing my boy used to believe in. Daniel's throat tightened. He hadn't known his small act carried such weight. You didn't just give me $10, Hawk said. You gave me a reason to get up again. A heavy silence filled the room. Lily walked up to Hawk slowly and gently placed her small hand on his arm. I'm sorry your kid is in heaven, she said softly. But you can be happy again. Daddy makes me happy even when we're sad. Hawk's eyes watered, something no one would expect from a Hell's Angel. She hugged him. And something broke inside Hawk, something painful, heavy, long held back. He wiped his eyes. Your daughter, she's got an angel's soul. Daniel felt tears forming too. The Brotherhood's plan. Hawk straightened up, clearing his throat. Listen, Daniel. Yesterday we gave you things. But today, we're giving you a future. Daniel tensed. What do you mean? Hawk pulled out a folder and placed it on the table. Inside were forms, applications, schedules, and a certificate. You used to be a mechanic, right? Before life knocked you around. Daniel's eyes widened. How did you know? We did our homework, Hawk said simply. You're skilled. You just never got a chance to use it again. I couldn't afford a license renewal, Daniel murmured quietly. Couldn't pay for the exams. Exactly, Hawk replied. So the brothers pooled money. Your license renewal is paid. Your exams are scheduled for next week. And once you pass. He paused, letting the moment sink in. We want you at our motorcycle repair shop. Daniel's heart thudded painfully. Are you serious? Dead serious, Hawk said. Steady pay. Good hours. Benefits. You'll run the family area, fixing road bikes, helping with custom jobs. We trust you. Daniel covered his mouth. His vision blurred again. I don't know what to say. Say yes, Hawk replied. Daniel nodded slowly, overwhelmed. Yes. Yes, I'll do it. Hawk grinned. Good. And one more thing. He handed Daniel a black leather vest, small, simple, with only one patch. Honorary brother. Daniel's breath caught. Hawk. I can't accept. You earned it, Hawk interrupted. Not by riding a bike. By having a good heart in a cold world. Lily clapped her hands, excited. Daddy is a biker now. Daniel laughed through tears. A new beginning. Over the next hours, Hawk stayed, sharing stories of his son, his regrets, and his hope. Daniel shared his struggles, his fears as a single dad, and the guilt he carried every day. By the time Hawk left, he wasn't a stranger anymore. He was family. And for the first time in forever, Daniel felt like he belonged somewhere. When Lily hugged him that evening, she whispered something that melted him completely. Daddy, today feels like sunshine. Daniel looked out at the new truck, the groceries, the vest, the forms. And for the first time in years, he whispered back. It is, sweetheart. It finally is.